All right, we're out here today. We are going to be testing the Condition 1 case. We're going to be doing a torture test to it. We're going to be hooking it up here to the truck, and we're going to be driving it down the lane and across the creek. We have one of my guns in here, and I'm going to be trusting this case to keep this gun safe as we do this test. So let's go ahead and do it. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at the outside of this. You can see obviously some scuff marks here and there, dirt everywhere, except for the rocks we're scraping. Flip it over here. Other than those, the outside really doesn't look terrible. The one thing I did think that was going to break is this, just because it seems more of a weak point. But as you can see, the pins are riding out a little bit. Still works, but they are riding out, so that's something that I'd have to make sure I punch back in and watch. Alright, let's go ahead and look on the inside of it. Alright, our gun looks good. Put that off to the side. There is moisture in here, so it looks like some water did get into the case. And there's some more down there. So a little bit of moisture got in after going through the creek like that, but nothing too much. So these seals did a decent job of keeping the water out, but still did get some water in. Alright, let's go ahead and test the gun. Alright, everything works properly. It kept the gun safe, and the case still doesn't look terrible, so I would say it passed. Now we're going to go ahead and close it up here and throw it into the creek and see how waterproof this is. It's floating. So we'll completely submerge it here for a little bit. See if we get any water in it.
Well, it floats. Pretty good.
Alright. Let's see how much water, if any, got in there. Alright, so here's the gun. The gun has a little bit of water on the handle. Other than that, it's nothing too bad. Just something you can wipe it off real quick. The inside of the case does have some moisture on it here. Lift that off for me. And it does not have any moisture on the bottom here. So it just got some moisture there on the top. There's a little bit here in the corner. You can see there. But other than that, not terrible. So as long as you're not submerging your gun and case underwater for a long period of time, it's going to be just fine. Alright, so we have this completely empty now. Let's close it up here. And just for safety reasons, we left the gun out of it, and we're going to drive over it with the truck. Alright. It's a little dirty, but it still works just fine. Didn't crack anything from what I see. It held up great to the weight of the truck. I was a little worried at first because I heard a cracking noise, but everything works just fine. Just looks a little dirty. We're gonna go ahead and play baseball here. We don't have a bat, so we're just gonna use a crowbar. And we forgot a ball, so we're gonna use the Condition 1 case. All right, you ready? Yep. It's gotta be a double. I do not see any out there. It looks like you might have hit it there. No damage, really. I think you hit it right there.
Yeah.
All right, we actually cracked it. Finally. We finally caused a little damage to it. So there's a little bit of a crack there. Let's open it up here and see. Yeah, it was. Okay, I cannot remove that, so I can't see if it's all the way through. But it definitely cracked the top part. Alright, so we're done with the testing, and here is the case. The only thing that we really could get done to it was a little bit of a crack here on the top, and that was just because we hit it with a crowbar. These pins did roll out here a little bit, which isn't too big of a deal. Just take a hammer and put those back in. A little bit longer of testing, those would have come out and you would have lost your handle, but it's not too big of a deal because the main goal was to keep the gun safe, and the gun was safe. So in the end, it did exactly what it was supposed to. The outside looks pretty rough because all the mud and everything. Not as much scuff as I would have thought by dragging it behind the truck on the road and the creek, but you know, you have your normal wear on it. It's not going to ruin the case by any means, though. It just doesn't look as pretty anymore. What really matters is that the inside looks good and it's clean. Nothing really got in here. The one thing that did surprise me, though, was moisture did get into this. So you did get some moisture on the gun, whatever else you're holding in here, you might get a little moisture in if you're going to be driving through the creek or submerging this. I think, honestly, though, if we would have submerged this one has not had any other further tests to it, it would have done fine. I think just mainly because we drug this down a driveway, drove over it, and did some other things to it, that it might have broke the integrity of it a little bit, and the seal wasn't quite as good. I could be wrong, but that's what I think, because very little moisture got into it, and we did beat the crap out of this. So that was just one thing, moisture to get into it, so keep an eye on that. Other than that, I am insanely happy with this. I'm going to clean this off. I'm probably going to go out and pressure wash this, and I'm going to continue to use this, because why not? It still works. It's pretty cool. This is our case that we use for the range. We have our Tiffany blue in this one right now, and then usually my Spartan 19 goes in this, but that is in my concealed carry holster right now. But I am very happy with how these handled and held up. Makes me happy that I know how much damage these can take and the durability of them, so you know I don't have to be a little pampered or worried about them. I can throw them in the bed of the truck and not have to worry much about them. If this is something you guys would be interested in, they have multiple different sizes, small, large, rifle sized. Check them out. A link to their website is going to be in the description. Make sure you guys check out our sponsor, USA Gun Bunker. I'll put a link to his website in the description as well. Make sure you guys check us out on Instagram at tactical_advisor. We do a lot more stuff like this, and follow us there. And if you guys want to see more stuff like this, make sure you guys like, leave a comment, and then subscribe to us. We really appreciate it, guys. Thank you.